Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about your three options. Three options when dealing with a loved one who has a behavioral health issue, substance use, mental health disorder. And I want to talk about this today because today I had two consults with families. Both had an adult child, early 30s, where there were behavioral health issues that had been going on for 15, I think in one case, even 20 years. Long history of marijuana, cocaine, abuse of prescription medication, all kinds of mental health issues, severe anxiety, bipolar, schizoaffective disorders. And both sets of parents said to me, okay, what are our options? So I told them, you really have three options. Number one, you could do nothing. And the question I asked them was, well, what do you think will happen if you do nothing? And they both said to me, well, this is going to probably continue and it's just going to get worse because that's what's been happening. And I said, yeah, I agree. I mean, this is a disease, and like any disease that is untreated, it just continues. It gets worse until it just ultimately destroys the host being not just your loved one, but your entire family, because it is destroying your family. That's why they call it a family disease, because it just ultimately destroys everything. It's why, it's why mom and dad are having, starting to have issues. It's why the siblings no longer want to live in the house. It's why nobody could sleep properly. Everybody's really stressed out and worried about this person who is actually looking at all of you and thinking, what's the matter with these people? There's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. So the first choice is to do absolutely nothing. The second choice is to let the state take care of it. And when I talk about the state, I'm talking about the Baker Act. Both of these individuals had a long history of being Baker Acted multiple times. And I said to each family, I said, look, you've kind of, dodged a bit of a bullet here because they've never really been Baker Acted for a significant period of time, not really more than a week or two. And I said, at some point, the state is just going to get tired of this, right? They're going to at some point say to you, look, we've given you a long, long time. We've given you years and years to take care of this. We've also, assessed and stabilized and released your loved one multiple times. And apparently you didn't take the hint. So you know what? We're going to do it for you. And we're going to lock them up, potentially in a state hospital for chunks of 6 months at a time. And if you ever get it back, you won't like what you see, because unfortunately the mental health system here, the state's mental health system down here in Florida, is completely draconian and broken. And you don't want the state taking care of your loved one. They will do a horrible job. And I just have horror stories that I could share with you, perhaps for a different video, of what I've heard and seen. So we don't want the state doing it. The third option is you take care of it. In other words, the family decides that they've had enough, that they, not their loved one, but they have hit rock bottom, that they are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of the family being slowly destroyed. They're sick and tired of seeing their loved ones suffer needlessly, trying to self-medicate to deal with this on their own when they're just not capable of doing it. It's not because they're bad. They have a disease, and that disease is running the show and preventing them from, frankly, saving themselves. In fact, it is so strong, so powerful, that it's actually making them do things which objectively we're like, are they seriously trying to kill themselves? Yeah, that's what the disease is trying to do. So it's going to be up to you, the family, to make the decision that your loved one simply cannot make to save them. That might be a Marchman Act. That might be a guardianship. That might be a combination of the Marchman Act and the guardianship. And it might even involve the Baker Act. And I file 100 cases a year to get people out of the Baker Act. But when it's used correctly, it's a powerful life-saving tool. And it is possible, and it's not unusual for us, my team, to be running around between Baker Act courts, guardianship courts, and Marchman Act courts with the same individual. But that's what it takes, using all of the tools and resources that are available if you know how to use them. And so I wanted to share that with you. So you got three options. And really, one of the things I don't do is tell families what to do. I give you options. I'll even give you a recommendation. But ultimately, it's your decision. Number one, you do nothing. Number two, you let the state do it. Or number three, you do what needs to be done. You make that commitment to save your loved one. Those are the options. And I appreciate you tuning in, especially late. It's kind of late on a Tuesday night. It was a long day. But those are your options. And anyway, if you are watching this on one of the social media channels, I'd really appreciate the thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, I'd be really, really grateful. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.